Okay, so I'd like to welcome everybody to McKinney, Texas, and it's good to see everybody. We have two board members here with us today. We have Melissa, and we have Robert McAllister, our secretary, and we have a special guest here, all the way from New Zealand. Welcome Andrew MacFarlane and his daughter Ashley. Yeah, yeah, glad to have them here. And special thanks to Michael for setting up the equipment for recording and for Dottie helping with the sound system. We thank you for that. Yeah, thank you. So, the board has been quite busy, and there's a lot of good news that you're going to hear today. Some exciting news for you're going to hear a membership report. Then we'll give a treasurer's report. The Heritage Committee has been very busy with immunists, and you'll hear about that shortly. And I've got some exciting news with the Genealogy Committee. They've got a new website you'll hear about in a few minutes. And then we'll have a report on information technology and the merchandise report. And then we'll end out with the election report. So to start with, Sandy, would you come up and give your report for the membership?
Okay. Right. Our committee continues to be Mary Helen Haynes, Barbara McFarland Duff, Andrew McFarland Grieve, and myself. I want to bring to you the 2024 membership report. As you can see on your agenda, our membership from 2023 as compared to 2024. So our voting members, we have two family memberships, and that's 2 votes per membership. That's possibility if everybody in that family membership votes. So last year we had 316, this year we got 342. Individual memberships, 322 last year, 321 now. I hope you'll understand this is when this report was done last year, it was in the fall when we went to Niagara, New York. And so this is just about 6 months growth for 2024. Our honored members remain at 3 and will always probably remain at 3. So our total voting membership for last year at 641 and this year at 666 as of last week. Our non-voting members, we have 6 associate members, and those remain the same. We have 2 distinguished fellows, and those remain the same. And we had 2 junior members last year, and we have 4 now. We added, at the suggestion of Drew McFarland, a little boy who was doing a family heritage project. So we extended to him a junior membership, and I sent him a T-shirt. So you probably saw all of that on Facebook. His mother happens to be a member, but she didn't offer to sponsor him, so I did. So that's okay. So our total non-voting members then, last year was 10 and 12 this year. And so we have a total active membership of 678 members now, which I believe is a really pretty substantial Klan membership from what I've talked to people. And our 666 voting members is really a good number of people. From September the 8th, 2023 to April 15th, 2024, we added 17 new family memberships, which are 34 new voting members, 26 new individual members, and 2 new associate members, and 1 junior member. We added, I think we really added 2 junior members, but nevertheless, I don't know. Our accomplishments, we continue to use all the procedures that we have put in place over the years. We continue to send welcome packets to all new members, which include an official welcome letter from our board, naming our board members, a membership certificate, and I kind of goofed here, and I said in name tags, but I no longer send name tags. And I'll tell you why in a minute. These items are shared with our members, are just part of the strong traditions that we try to maintain in Clan MacFarlane Worldwide. The cost of the name tag, the pin name tags, has doubled. And and they're difficult to find. For a while, I couldn't find them at all, but I can find them again. Except now the post office is just, they've almost become impossible to deal with over the pins. I said, well, it's not, they're not too thick. Oh, no, mess up our machine, blah, 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 on and on and on. And putting tape over it, and just a general hassle, and then they want to go up on the postage. So I thought it's ceased to be worth it to me. I'm not willing to fight that battle anymore. So if anybody would like to, let me know. Barb continues to send out welcome letters to everybody who visits the tent. So if you host a tent, I hope you will urge people to sign that card and, sign your sheet so that Barb can send these welcome notes. We are keeping a digital record by year of all the visitors to our sponsored tents when delegates send in the sign-in sheets. We have a database of membership for each province and states where we have members, but those are really old and we are not keeping those upgraded anymore because nobody accessed them ever. Last year's work to validate our voting member list really paid off as we had fewer corrections to make for the election year. As always, we would like to encourage our members to retain their voting status by paying their annual dues. With all the updating that Chad has done on the website, I urge all members to log on to your account at www.clanmacfarlane.org and make sure all your contact information is up to date. If you cannot log into your account, please let me know. I can reset your password with a temporary one and get your account activated once again. If this seems that it's redundant, it's on purpose because I want everyone to be able to have full access to all the information about Clan MacFarlane Worldwide. I kind of forgot to read that very well before when I was changing it for this year because, yep, okay.
Thank you, Sandy. All right, great. Thank you, Sandy, so much for that report on the membership. We're staying steady and we're growing slowly, but we are growing, so adding new members. Next is the treasurer's report, which I will give you. I'm glad to say that the board is very good with the accounts and the way they spend their monies. The total income for this is as of December 31st of 2023. The total income was $15,488.10. The total expenses was $10,841.65. So we have a net gain starting in 2024 of $4,981.64. With that expense, I do want to note that the Munits project, we have spent $3,941.85 on the Munits project, translating those muniments. So, yes, it is expensive to have that done, but progress is being made, and you'll hear shortly the progress on the muniments. So the next is Melissa with the Heritage Report.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to provide the Heritage Report for our meeting today. The Heritage Committee and Muniments subcommittees have been able to continue working on the Muniments project during the past year due to both support and donations from CMW members. There's nothing to report on archaeological projects during this past year. Heritage Muniments currently has a chair, Preston MacFarlane, and 6 members. The members are Andrew MacFarlane, Drew MacFarlane, Bill Lennox, Terrence MacFarlane, Barb Duff, and John Duff. Our committee has been supplying muniments for the Loch Sloy, and typically 2 per month were posted on the CMW website. These muniments can include ancient MacFarlane historical land charters, writs, wills, letters, diplomas, and sasines, which are ancient version of land deeds and property transfers. Some of the earliest were written on animal skins, and later ones on different types of parchments and paper. These vary in age from 1395 to 1896, with many from the Middle Ages. Some are in Latin, some are in Scots with secretary hand, and some in English with text like the King James Version of the Bible, for those who have seen that version. These also vary in quality, with some being stored in less than ideal conditions for centuries. During the time since the CMW AMM in August of 2023, an additional 6 of the remaining documents written in Scots and English have been completed. A few of these remaining documents are lengthy and will take more time to describe or transcribe than most. CMW have continued our contract with an experienced individual in Scotland for completion of these as time and funds allow. There have been some discussions, although no recommendations yet, about some type of heritage center for storage, display, and retrieval that would allow practical and continued access by CMW membership of any donated artifacts. Total muniments by end of March 2024 completed is the total of 96. Yet to do are 14. Thank you.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. All right, thank you, Melissa. It is exciting. I recommend you, if you're a member, to please go to our website and read those muniments. There's a lot of history and a lot of interesting facts you can discover in just the day-to-day activities of what our clan chiefs and the families were doing during that time period. It's a fascinating reading. So next we have Mary Helen with the genealogy report.
Is this? It's kind of scary.
Scary?
Yes.
It doesn't bite.
Okay. Hello, everyone. And I am giving the report for the Genealogy Committee. And our committee consists of myself from Texas, and then Andrew MacFarlane, who is here with us from New Zealand, which is definitely important. Yay.
Good on you.
And Terrence Gack MacFarlane, who lives in Georgia, and Peter MacFarlane, who lives in Colorado. So this has been a very, very busy year for the Genealogy Committee, and we have been updating our website, and there are several new features. And by website, I'm talking about our main CMW website. There are new tabs for the genealogy document called the CMW MacFarlane and Sepp Family Trees. And what we did is take all of our members, put them together by common ancestors, give them a, I don't know what to call it. Everyone has a little logo, and that's unique to that one. So people can go onto this site and they can see who the other members are. that they are from the same ancestor. And that really, I think, has been helpful. I put it up and I didn't even announce it, and immediately I got an email asking, how do I get in touch with these other 4 people that I'm fifth cousins to? So anyway, so you can go check it out. It's again under the genealogy tab on our website. We also, and there is a link connecting it to Andrew's tree. And so each person has a link directly to where their lineage is posted. Then Andrew's tree not only includes our CMW members, but it also includes people that he has researched over the years. And so on his tree, last time I checked, there were 216,455 individuals in that tree. So it's a massive tree that he keeps up. And then just this month, we added another online family tree, and it's called the Clan MacFarlane Worldwide Genealogy. And so both of our trees are on the right-hand side of our website. And so when you go to the website, you can click on either one of those trees and look up your family information. And the membership that's been added, we are currently at about 35,000 individuals on that website. And that is reflecting our membership. Over the years, we now have over 1,000 members that people have joined CMW, and about half of those, about 500, have submitted their genealogy forms. And so we actually really have a lot more members that we don't know what their lineage is because they haven't submitted. I would love for them to do that. We've also added a new section on our website called DNA, and we're putting articles in that are just relating strictly to DNA, understanding how the DNA project works, understanding the different tests you can take, and there's also a correlation of the chiefs of the Clan MacFarlane as they descended over the years and how that correlates to the different DNA that we have discovered through the MacFarlane project. As of April 2nd, when I wrote this report, we've published 449 genealogies on our Twigs to Tree column. Plus, there's another 24 who've asked not to be published, so I have them hidden away, and and no one will ever see them unless they decide they want to be published. We have columns that appear on our website and also in the Loch Sloy. And since our founding in 2010, we've had 54 columns, and they appear every 4 months. Each column includes the lineage summary of our newest members that have joined and sent in their forms. And all of our old articles are under the ones that were when we changed over to our new website. Anyway, they're in the Loch Sloy archives, so they can be looked up if you choose to find those. Another feature that we sponsor in the genealogy department is the MacFarlane Heritage Trail. We only have 17 submissions because you have to put in a little effort in order to get your ancestor in there. And so there's a form to fill out, and I would encourage people to do it because it's very interesting. And if you ever wanted to follow the trail of your ancestor, I mean physically follow it, this information allows you to know exactly where to go, and you could then walk the lands that your ancestors lived on. We also are involved in the Family Tree DNA MacFarlane project, and this year, right now, we have 1,488 participants, which is huge. It's probably the biggest, isn't it? I think it is. Yes, it is very, very big. And of course, it includes all forms of MacFarlanes. It also includes all of the SEP names that we have. We have 563 male testers who have done 111 STR markers. And 434 of those men have completed the Big Y. One of the things we've learned, we now know, is that that's the ultimate test. That is really, if you're going to truly know if you are related to these various MacFarlanes that you match with your STRs, but to know that you're truly part of that line, it's the greatest tool that they've come up with so far. It's wonderful. And we also have 469 female mtDNA that follows the female line, and 697 family finder tests, which cover both male and female lines. So, and it's good, it's random. It is so random, and you never can tell who you're going to end up matching with.
It's not as detailed, so you can't go as far back as with a Y DNA
It
test.
cannot go as far back, but surprisingly, I am connected to people. I'm matching people that live in Ireland and have never left Ireland. So that means it's going back to the 1700s, which is very random for it to do that. But I do match several people that live in Ireland right now, and so that's kind of incredible. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. That's the genealogy report for this year. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mary Helen. And let me just say that, give a big thanks to Mary Helen, because she has spent countless hours creating our family tree on this new website. And she did all of this. It's a tremendous amount of work. So thank you, Mary Helen, for doing that. I really appreciate that. And I encourage the men to do the big why, and give you a perfect example, as Mary Helen was talking about. Bob McAllister, he's a McAllister, but Bob and I are very close on the markers. He and I are actually cousins, which is really surprising. We're also friends, But yeah, so it's amazing what you discover when men start doing the big why. So I encourage the men out to do the big why. All right, Mary Helen. Let's go ahead and do the IT report real quick.
Okay. You're moving to a new location? Okay. Okay, this is for the Information Technology Committee, and the job of the IT committee is to oversee the functionality of our website. So if something goes wrong, I don't fix it, but I call Chad, and Chad fixes it for us. We also oversee the Facebook page and make sure that's operating, and our corporate Google Suites account, which I have no knowledge of, but Andrea does a great job at running it for us. So what I've chosen to do for the website report is to talk about usage and what kind of usage we're getting for it. So we have 483 paying members, and that means that they can access anything on our website. And we have over 1,100 non-paying registered members, and they can access, but they can't access everything. So you have to be up with your dues current in order to be able to get to every single aspect of the website. So I wanted to break down, I thought it was very interesting to see, okay, what articles do people actually do? Now, we don't know if they read them, but we can only go by the number of times that it's hit. And they may only, hit it and go, oh, well, but anyway, we'll see. So what I found is that the most sought after article is the MacFarlane Heritage Sites. And so that's where you go visit when you go to Scotland. And that's open to the public, and it's had 90,000 plus hits since, which is nice. And over the last year then, so to compare it, since September of 2023, it's had almost 7,000 hits. So it's very popular. This is followed by the article that shows the tartans, and it's had 84,000 hits and an increase of almost 8,000 since the last year. Then the third most popular article is Chapter 1 of the MacFarlanes in Scotland and Ireland, and which is that common history that we all share, and that's had 47,000 hits and an increase of almost 2,000 from the previous AMM. The other categories that are open to the public: merchandise, 16,000 plus. The looking at the current directors and officers, 11,000 plus. The flowers of the forest, which is we only have a few articles there, but Paul Funkhauser was open to the public, and so over 3,000 people have looked at his obituary. For the muniments, there's certain articles that are the oldest articles that have had the most hits. Muniments vary by language, which is not an actual muniment, but it's explaining the muniments. It's 1,000 hits. The walkover survey of the Arikar Parish, over 4,000. Texas MacFarlane's, 5,000. That's a lot of hits, but that's because they're open to the public. So you're going to get more hits. We have a lot of people that just cruise through our website. Yeah, including you. Okay. The Diaspora, which used to be written by Marie, it was very popular. It was open to the public. I missed that, but it averaged about 1,100, hits per article. And then our meetings that we have made public have had a few hits. So 2020, the virtual AMM had over 2,000 hits. And the 2020 Celebration of Light, all of these during our pandemic, when we couldn't actually meet in person, 1,900 plus hits. Now, for the things that are closed to the public, so only paying members, one of the things that I discovered is that our Loch Sloys are read at people's leisure. They do not read them the moment it comes out. And so when I checked the number of times that they were read, we will put out, I've written it down here. So March 2022, 866 hits, an increase of 104 since last checked in September. June 2022, 799 hits, an increase of 227 since last check. The current year, since the last AMM has had December 2023, 204 hits. Then March 2024 just came out, only 81 hits. So that really does tell you that we can't use the Loch Sloy for immediate information. It's going to be something that people go to when they have time and they sit and read it. The Heritage Trail, the oldest one, about Robert MacFarlane, that was published back in 2015. It's had 4,000 plus hits. The Scottish Banners, same thing. It increases over time. The most recent issue in March had 81 hits, while the earlier ones we can see over 400 hits. So again, people at their leisure come in and read. The individual muniments, same thing. The most hits was 233 for Hill number 4, and that was posted in November of 2022. The Flowers of the Forest, with William Wallace MacFarlane, one of our members that passed away, 427 hits. That's a lot, because this just happened last year, and this is, again, this was not open to the public, so that received a lot. And then sadly, the last thing, corporate minutes and treasury reports. Nobody looks at them. They're just there, and nobody checks them out. So the biggest hit, there was one that had 6 hits to it. And I'm sure that was the people who were posting it, checking to make sure it worked. That it was up there. Oh, anyway. So, but one time, Andrea posted one by accident that was open to the public, and it had 550 hits.
Looking at our money.
Now, this was the minutes, yep, but our treasury reports are also there too. So, yes, I guess if we opened it up, there would be all kinds of people who would look at it, but otherwise not. So the other thing that we do is our Facebook page, and our group membership at our Facebook page is 3,554. So that's a lot more people than we have as paying members that do love the Facebook page and keep up with everything on the Facebook page. I think that's it for our IT. Any questions?
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Mary Helen. You know, as you hear those reports, the committees are very busy. The board is very busy conducting the business of the Clan MacFarlane Worldwide, and the individual committees are also extremely busy. And one committee that's very busy is the Merchandise Committee. So we'll hear from Lori.
Whoa, there's a slope to this floor. On behalf of the Merchandise Chair, Andrea MacFarlane Grieve, I'll present this report. The Kilton Lantern Store continued to make money for Clan MacFarlane Worldwide in 2023 to the tune of approximately $280. In January 2024, the Board of Directors voted to have this profit moved to restricted funds for use by CMW Heritage Genealogy Initiatives, for example, the Muniments projects. Unfortunately, revenue for the Kilton Lantern Store was not as robust in 2023 as in 2022. In 2022, we had a profit of $1,200. Reasons for this have included several factors, such as increased Shopify charges, shipping costs, and shopper fatigue. The Merchandise Committee has been looking for opportunities to address these issues and bring new life to the Kilton Lantern Store. The Kilton Lantern Store will only continue to operate as long as it makes money for Clan MacFarlane Worldwide. A review of sustainability is scheduled for May 2024, and a recommendation decision will be made at that time as to whether the store should continue to operate. It's also a mandate of the Merchandise Committee to eliminate the need for CMW inventory management, specifically our physical inventory of t-shirts. Since our last AMM, the t-shirt inventory has benefited from several clearance sales. At the time of the 2023 AMM, we had 99 t-shirts in inventory. We're now down to 37. Kudos to Sandy MacFarlane Morgan for continuing to house the remaining t-shirts at her home and ship to customers as needed. Finally, whatever Sandy no longer has in inventory can be fulfilled on the online store as long as it's open, the Kilton Lantern. Finally, thank you to the Merchandise Committee for their involvement with the Kilton Lantern Store in 23-24. Andrea MacFarlane Grieve, Lori MacFarlane Jackson, Bill Lennox, Drew MacFarlane, Sandy MacFarlane Morgan, and John Mormon.
Thank you, Lori. So, to wind this reports up is we have the upcoming election. We have 3 members that are running this year. We have Andrew MacFarlane from New Zealand that's running for the board this year. We also have Nancy Hudson and Dylan Kless McMillan. So they are running for the board this year. So thank you for those that are willing to serve on the board. The next item on the agenda is I open the floor up to recommendations for the annual membership meeting for 2026. So do I open anybody want to suggest a location for in 2 years?
Well, let's be a reminder that we'll go to St. Louis next year.
Yeah, I was going to do. Yeah, next year's annual membership meeting will be held in Manchester, Missouri. It's a suburb of St. Louis. That will be in May of 2022. The exact date to be announced. It's not set yet by the committee. I mean, 2020. 2025. Yes. So the next annual membership meeting will be May of 2025. So, okay. So now, where shall we meet in 2026? Any suggestions?
I have a suggestion.
All right. Mary Helen.
There are some games. There are games in Hendersonville, Tennessee, that take place in September. Hendersonville is just a little north of Nashville. We've never been there. We've never hosted a tent there, but it would be a great venue. And September in Tennessee would be really nice.
It would.
So, and Nashville would be a great place to hang out.
Yes, it would.
So
Got
that is a proposal.
Yeah, there we go. You got Beale Street, right?
Oh no, that's Memphis.
That's Memphis. I'm sorry. Same state, wrong city. All right, so we have on the floor a recommendation for Hendersonville, Tennessee, outside of Nashville. We'll find one. We'll find one. Yeah. Okay, so anybody have any other recommendations? Any other locations? No?
I have a second one.
Okay, go ahead, Mary Helen.
At least we can have an option to vote.
Sure.
The,
Option 2.
The option 2 would be the Central Florida games.
All right, Central Florida Games is it's right outside of Orlando, and Lorraine and Terry Sandusky would host.
Yes.
Sandine would host that.
Yes.
We had
And-
the
There's also another Florida game that we've never been to, but I know is pretty active, and I don't know how to pronounce it. How do you say Dunedin?
It's Dunedin.
Dunedin.
Dunedin,
Okay.
Florida.
And where is that? Where is that?
Dunedin, Florida is just outside of Tampa.
Okay.
It's on the east coast of Florida, just north of Tampa. It is also a great location. However, I will say this about Dunedin: it is held in a. No, I take that back. There's the other locations in North Florida. Dunedin is a good location. It's a small town. It's a great. They have a parade on Friday nights down through the old town, and there's some great restaurants down there. So Dunedin is also a good location. And
Cheryl MacFarlane goes there all the time, and
yes.
she doesn't host. Well, she's involved in a Scottish heritage
Yes.
kind of society.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there again, Terry and Lorraine host that game.
Oh, they do.
Yes, they do. They host both of them. Yes, Sandy.
Within a year, there was a wonderful article in Southern Living about that Dunedin, about that place as being a great place to visit.
It is. Yeah, I've been there several times. It's really a nice place. It's got a lot of history, but it's got an old town similar to here in McKinney, and you would for those that would travel down there, you would fly into Tampa, and it's just a short 30-minute drive from Tampa up to Dunedin. Plenty of hotels in the area, so that's also a good choice. Okay. All right. Any other suggestions. We have Tennessee and we have Florida. Now the Dunedin games are held in. I think it's in June, so or May or June, May or June. So it'll be a little. It could be a little warm, is what I'm saying for that time of year. But it's still a great location.
Terry, I can't remember if they host games there.
Yes, they do.
That's what he said.
They host. Actually, they host 3 games in Florida every year. They host the Central Florida game, the Dunedin game, and then they host the North Florida games, which is just outside of Jacksonville, Florida. I would not recommend the Jacksonville, Florida game. It does. It really does. So, is there any other suggestions? All right. All right. Oh, is that Lori? Is that putting you on the spot? Yes.
Let's go to Florida or Tennessee, and then we can follow up in Phoenix.
Great idea. Okay, so here, all right. So, I'm going to close the floor. So let's see a show of hands for those that are in favor of going to Tennessee in 2026. Any? All right, we got 5. Those in favor of going to Central Florida, let's see your hands. Anybody? Anybody? No? Well, it looks like we're going to Tennessee, in Hendersonville, Tennessee in 2026. All right? We will in time figure out who will host that game. We'll get that figured. All right.
I don't think we have people in Tennessee right now, except that's.
There are lots of MacFarlanes who live in Tennessee,
I know.
and we have never gotten them involved. And Peter MacFarlane is from, his ancestors live in Mount Juliet. That's where they founded that town. And we can get him involved in recruiting those people and getting them in.
You think he will?
I think he will, because
Well, maybe he will.
and he's in contact with a lot of.
That he will, and that could be a wonderful thing.
Well, we'll see. We'll find out. You know, it's 2 years away, and we've got plenty of time, so we'll find out. So let me remind you that I thank Michael again for recording this AMM, and it will be edited and posted to our website within the next week or so. With that, I adjourn the 2024 AMM. Thank you, everybody, for coming.